What's up, YouTube? My name is Jason. Thanks for tuning into the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. Hope you like what you see. We talk about Harleys, specifically Iron 883s. We do rides, we do reviews, gear reviews. So hope you like some of that stuff, and if you do, stick around. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about why I think the Iron 883 is sort of like the perfect bike for a beginner. I'll just caveat this conversation by saying perfect is I came out so subjective. Perfect can mean different things for different people, but for me, I'll just talk about my experiences and why I think it was the perfect sort of like the first beginner bike for me.
That's just my opinion. Everybody got an opinion.
I've owned this bike for a year and a half now and have ridden it for about 10,000 miles, and within those 10,000 miles there hasn't been any issues with the bike. Harleys historically have been notorious for having problems, oil leaking, things of that nature, but I'm happy to report that with this Iron 883 there hasn't been any issues. So if you've just recently purchased an Iron 883 and you're checking this video out, congratulations, you made a sound choice, a sound investment. The bike should last you for years and years and years to come, and is possibly something that you can hand down to your offspring if you have offspring. Another reason why I think it's the perfect beginner bike is just how customizable it is. If you're a beginner, you don't quite know what you want in terms of, style, aesthetics, or whether it's functional. You don't quite know, so it's going to take you some time to figure it out, right? Do I want taller bars? Do I want fairings? Do I want this? Do I want different seat? Do I want fork controls? And the reason why I think the Sportster is the perfect beginner bike is all of that stuff can be changed. All of that stuff can be modded out. The Sportster is like the perfect platform if you don't know what you want, and later on you figure out, yeah, I would love some drag bars or tall T-bars. Like, the world is your oyster when it comes to options. So just the versatility of the Sportster, I think, is what makes this a perfect bike. If you want to do long distance with the Sportster, it is more than capable of doing that. Now, is it the perfect bike for long distance? No, but it can do it. So yeah, the world is your oyster when it comes to unlimited options and options within options. Like, if you want a fairing, there's different brands. You can go name brand, you can go some Chinese brand on eBay, like save some money. Just having that wide array of mods and accessories to customize your bike, that's something that's not quite often available for every bike. So there's that. So reliability, modability, if that's a word, modability, you have that going for you for a Sportster. The next one I will say is sort of the convenience factor. This bike is just so dang convenient. Now what I mean by that is, if I want to take it out for a quick spin, I can take it out of my garage. It's not cumbersome. It's just a grab and go type of bike, if there is such a thing. It's not heavy, it's very light, it's maneuverable, it's very nimble. It can get between cars easily. You can park it just about anywhere, and all of that stuff, like, it matters for a beginner. So because perfect, quote unquote perfect, is subjective, I could go on and talk to you about why the Sportster may not be a perfect bike, because everyone's different, right? There's no one blanket that can cover everything, that covers every aspect. Like, this bike may not be perfect for somebody who is 6'9" and 250 pounds. Or maybe it is. Maybe that's what they're looking for. So, like, it's very subjective, I know, but I'm just giving you some points of why I think the Sportster might be a perfect bike for some people. So I've kind of covered this earlier, but it can grow with you as well. So whether you got an 883, there's definitely a lot of performance parts for the Sportster. So I put a 1250 kit in my Iron 83. You know, I wanted a little bit more power, and boom, there you go. I got like a 50% upgrade in terms of power and torque. Really happy with it. I think it's plenty of power for me. So yeah, it's a bike that can also just tend to grow with you. I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I've outgrown the Sportster, or you will outgrow the Sportster. You know, I call BS on that.
Lies, lies, and more lies.
You know, I don't think you can outgrow this bike. It's just a really fun bike. And that's my next point as to why this is the perfect bike for beginners. Because it is just a really fun bike to ride. Combined with everything from, you know, the mods that you can put on the bike so that you can make it more customized, more your bike, to, you know, it just eats up the back roads and the curves, and it's just really fun. And all of that matters because you're not going to want to ride a bike that's not fun, obviously. And every bike, yes, is fun, but this one, there's just something about a Sportster. Yeah, it's just a fun bike. Here's another reason. The Sportster, if it's your first bike, it's also a great second bike.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So let's say you have a Sportster, and later down the line, like I am, are thinking about, hey, I want to get a different bike, something that can, maybe a bagger or maybe a Softail. And if you can afford it, if you have the means, like the Sportster is the perfect second bike to have, just around town. Maybe a buddy of yours drops by and, like, you know, you can lend your buddy the Sportster and you can hop on your second bike. You don't have to worry about it because it's bulletproof, like I mentioned. Yeah. Another reason why the Sportster is a great first bike is it's not a huge investment. So if you go the used route, especially, I've seen Sportsters on sale for, you know, $3,000, as low as $3,000 or so. It's such a great investment if you can find one on the used market, and you know it's going to be bulletproof. You know that the Evolution engine is just amazing. It is so much fun to ride. I love the attention that this bike gets. Almost every ride, somebody comes up to me and says, "Hey, nice bike." So that just reaffirms that you've made the right choice. But yeah, those are all the reasons why I think the Sportster is a great first bike. I'm sure there's a lot of reasons why the Sportster isn't a great first bike, like I mentioned before, but I think for the most part, there's more pros and cons. But yeah, that's where I'm going to leave this video.
I gotta run.
Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Like I mentioned, we are on the march to 1,000 subs by end of year, before the end of year, hopefully. If you could be so kind to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, that'd be amazing.